On January 26th of 2019, Ryan Bader won the Bellator Heavyweight Grand Prix and Heavyweight Championship, in addition to his Light Heavyweight Championship, making him a two-time champion. He did that by knocking out Fedor Emelianenko right here, lead left hook, finished him on the ground.
A couple of minutes ago when he said that lead left hook, he saw that as the shot that could be the difference in this fight, just like it was in the Molov fight, and absolutely called it perfect. There's your lead left hook. It hits him. It hurts him. It's over at that point. That right hand wasn't even necessary.
And that's it right there. So it's kind of interesting to see how that landed. It almost seemed like he landed with the back of his hand, kind of reaching out the about as far as he could reach on that too. So it's not like he. I mean, I guess he got enough snap on it, obviously, to knock Fedor down. This is Fedor's sixth loss of his career. There's talk before this fight about him potentially retiring. It's possible that he may retire. I'm showing this kind of live as it comes, so for all I know, he might announce his retirement right after this. But for Fedor, he had retired a while back after his Strikeforce run. Seemed like that'd be the end for him. Decided to come back. Had some tough fights. Had the fight with Fabio Maldonado that didn't go particularly well. I believe he won at the time. I don't remember if it was changed to a no contest or a loss. But either way, that wasn't a great fight for him. But eventually got brought back to Bellator. Had some pluses and some minuses. Had the fight with Matt Mitrione where there was that double knockdown where Mitrione was able to get up first and get the finish there. So Mitrione was able to win by knockout. Then he got entered into the Grand Prix here. In his first round match, he went against Frank Mir. Got a quick knockout after, I think it was actually in the first minute or so of that fight. But Mir had his moments off the bat, but ended up getting caught and knocked out. Chael Sonnen also had his moments against Fedor. Tried to go for a back take, ended up falling off, and then when they got stood back up, Fedor ended up clipping him with a huge left hand to knock him down, and then ended up finishing him on the ground while Chael covered up. So it looked like this was Fedor's last hurrah, last chance to have a really big championship for him with the Bellator Heavyweight Grand Prix. All he had to do was beat a guy in Ryan Bader who was a weight class down, although granted, Fedor could probably make it light heavyweight if he really wanted to. So it looked like a good opportunity for him. Bader's obviously a very dangerous guy, very good wrestler, but really powerful hands too. Interesting to see if Fedor could land a big shot and end on top, end with the Bellator championship. So for Bellator, if it's true that Fedor's done, it's good that Fedor lost, because if he had won and then left, that would have put their heavyweight division right back where it started, where they had last had a heavyweight title fight back in 2014. I believe Vitaly Minakov won that, but they hadn't had a title fight in many years since. This was their first title fight since then. So you wouldn't want the guy who wins to retire right away. So at least with Ryan Bader, the guy who won is sticking around. Now what gets tricky is how they decide to move on from here. Do they bring Bader down to 205 and have him fight a guy like Phil Davis? Do they have him fight another guy at heavyweight for the title? It'll be interesting to see where they go from here and what they want to do with the two-division champion. In the UFC, we've had these two-division champions, but usually what ends up happening is after they get one of the belts, they end up relinquishing one of them right after, and then they pick a division and stick with it. So, for example, Conor got rid of his featherweight title and stuck with that. Daniel Cormier got rid of the light heavyweight title, stuck with heavyweight. And we'll see. It looks like Amanda Nunes is going to get rid of the 145 title and stick at 135. So it'll be interesting to see if Bader and Bellator, which kind of is going to give him a little bit more freedom than the UFC, we'd imagine, if he's actually going to defend his title at both weights, or if he's going to just say, you know what, I'm a light heavyweight, I don't want to fight at heavyweight anymore. That was fun and all, but I'm relinquishing the belt. Maybe he decides that he doesn't like cutting weight anymore. He winning this tournament. It seems like in Bellator, at least, he's going to be able to hang with any other heavyweight. So why cut the weight if you don't have to? Maybe he decides to give up the 205 belt. So it'll be interesting to see where they move on from here. But for Bader, big win. Nice for him to be the first two-division champion in Bellator. It's a bit of a shame that he left the UFC before he could fight Cormier. We've obviously seen him fight Jones, and that didn't go very well for him, although that was quite a while ago. But at least we got to see that fight. We haven't gotten to see the fight with him and Daniel Cormier. And while Daniel Cormier is the or at least was the 205 and 265 champion at the UFC, Bader, who was there during much of the same time frame, never fought him, but is now that same 205 and 265 champion for Bellator. So I'll pop on the post-fight press conference to give an idea of what he has to say.
This fight, he said, watch out for that lead left hook. That's what's going to be the thing that hits Fedor. How you feeling at this moment, champ?
Yeah, look, I had a great night, but first and foremost, man, I want to give it up to that man. Stood across the cage for me with Fedor, man. Please give him a hand. I had a good night, but he's had a storied career. One of the best guys to ever do it. It's an honor for me to be in the cage and fight and win the heavyweight title, competing against that man. I have a ton of respect for him.
I got to say, there wasn't a whole lot about what was it like for you coming in for this last fight, knowing you were fighting him, when you were standing here with the anthems and everything, what was going through your head?
I was trying to keep it, away. I was trying to keep it away, but it would creep up there. Man, I'm fighting Fedor, one of the greatest of all time right now. Not only that, there's a lot at stake. Heavyweight championship, two-division champion. But it's surreal, man. Ton of respect for him, where he's at to keep fighting. And, man, what a night.
Absolutely, what a night. What a knockout. That left hand, when you hit him with the left hand, go ahead and look at it up there. I want you to see this lead left hook you hit him with. You set it up. Boom, you come over right on the button. You put him down. Did you think he was out with that shot? Or did you know that you had to finish him with that right?
I saw it went down pretty hard. I didn't want to follow up, but they didn't stop me yet, so it went in. But, yeah, we were practicing that in the back all camp. He keeps his hand down. He throws hard. I was looking for him. He was setting up that right hand. I beat him with a punch right there.
You could see, just by the look on his face, how hurt he is with that shot. All I can say is, wearing all of that gold, you are the champ. Are you going to defend both titles, or are you going to drop one and just defend one?
My team and I got to get with Bellator and figure out, where we want to be. If they're, heavyweight, light heavyweight, I want to defend both for sure. But we'll see where it is. And first, I want to thank, the brass, Scott Coker, Rich Chow, for putting this tournament together, man. It's a bracket-style tournament. It takes all the BS out of jockeying for a title shot. You win, you move on. You win, you move on. So there's one guy standing and give him a belt.
Well, I want to tell you, I've been privileged to be able to watch you grow as a fighter. You are fighting now at a level that has never been attained. You are incredible. You are the first double champion in Bellator. Congratulations.
I appreciate it, John. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Ladies and
All right, so there we kind of have an answer there as far as whether or not he's going to defend both belts. He says that he's interested in it, but he's going to have to check back with Bellator. So that's not exactly a committed answer where it sounds like he's thought about it for a while. Saying I'd like to doesn't necessarily mean that's his plan. So we'll see what Bellator decides to do, whether he defends the 205 belt or whether he gives that up and just stays at heavyweight and doesn't have to cut weight again for the rest of his career, being that he's a 35-year-old right now and probably doesn't have a whole lot longer left. I guess with heavyweights in the UFC, there are a lot of guys who are high 30s, early 40s. Cormier, the champ's at 39, so that's still 4 more years. But we'll see what Bader wants to do from there. But congratulations to him. Huge win for him to win the tournament, win the Grand Prix belt, but then also the heavyweight belt and then the light heavyweight belt. No answer as far as whether or not this is Fedor's last fight. I'd imagine they're probably not going to get a straight answer on this for a little while. But either way, good fight. So for you guys, let me know what your take is on this fight, whether you think this is it for Fedor, whether you think that Bader should defend both belts, whether you should drop one, if you think he should drop one, which belt do you think he should drop. So then go ahead and comment below. Let me know. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. If you like this video, you can also hit the like button. If not, hit the dislike button.